Hey, 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 who wants to play League? Wait. Wrong intro. Hey guys, what's up? So everybody has seen Voyboy's video on the state of ranked. If you haven't, I suggest you go check it out before we get this running. But League has actually issued two responses. This is the first one, and I'll be going in over the second one in another video. But let's read through what they've got so far. Quick LOL thoughts, game running behavior. Hey folks, this week I figured it would be good to focus on inting/AFK, given it's been a topic of quite a lot of conversation lately. It's also something we should talk about more since it's been an ongoing pain point for many players. TLDR, deliberate game running behavior, is something we need to prioritize addressing more, meaning the bans or the reporting for toxic players, whether it be in champ select, out of champ select, in game, in client. We should be able to report people for trolling or inting or AFKing in every single lobby. In moderate terms, we'll test more responsive detection of deliberate inting. Presto. We are still considering steps we are still considering steps after that, but the plan is to keep working on the longer term. We make each update. Blah, blah, blah. We will keep you updated each month on how the internal progress and tests begin running in specific regions are going. Long version. First off, let's define exactly what it is we're talking about. This is about players deliberately ruining the games for others, making it difficult or impossible for their team to win. It's not about people who are genuinely trying and having a bad game or series of games even. Or not even a series of games. Sometimes someone gets absolutely crushed in lane and dies over and over again. That's very different to a player deciding the game is over and then spending their time trolling it instead of trying to win. Like running it down mid, or not grouping when it's time to group. The sort of behavior we're looking at here involves things like deliberately dying while pretending to try, running around, taking CS from others, and deliberately avoiding team fights, objectives, etc. It's not as easy to detect as straight AFK or consistent inting. It still ruins games though. And that's what I was just talking about, not playing for objectives or team fights or not being there, running around taking CS. As an AD carry main, this happens so often. My support will start trolling in lane and start taking my CS. And that's not cool. Not cool. It happens at all levels of play, though tends to be more common with players who've been playing for a while and generally understand how to avoid getting banned by our existing AFK and obvious inting detection. Yes, Riot, your ban, your inting, your AFK system, your banning system does not work. So, thank you for addressing that. It doesn't work. Thank you. It's not what we've been talking about this entire time. Streams often get targeted for all sorts of trolling due to their higher profile. It is not an issue unique to streamers, though. I actually didn't know that wasn't unique to streamers. But yes, streamers get target picked and target banned, and they watch your stream while they're playing your game in your game, and so they'll have their game running up on one screen, and that pro streamer on the other screen, and they will watch and see where his entire team is because of the fact that it's so easy to skirt around their system, their banning system. So here's where our heads are at. So it looks like this is where they're going to give us what they're thinking. First off, this is an area we need to prioritize work in more than what we have recently. We haven't done enough here relative to our current players' pain these behaviors are causing. We're working right now to figure out which people we can pull off their projects to work on this instead. Okay, so they're looks like they're a little bit understaffed, even though they're working on 5 different games right now. So I'm not sure why they're understaffed. They should just hire more, but oh well. Second, solutions here need to be really targeted at specific issues. Other behavior influencing work is valuable too. whether this is whether that thing that whether that's things like horror or other recognition systems, features like social impact like clash, etc. So they're gonna put in scare tactics, things like horror and other social recognition systems, for features like clash to make sure people aren't trolling on there. They're not a replacement for taking action on the sort of game running behavior that needs to be addressed regardless. That's pretty general, so what are the actual changes planned? Okay, so here's the actual changes. Okay, so right now, improving report feedback. We've just started trialing improvements on how to report and notification and our back it up. Whoop, 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 whoop. We've just started trialing improvements to how our report and notification systems work. For now, those are live on NA only, which is North America. If these tests go well, we'll roll them out worldwide in a couple of weeks. Those should result in specific increases in number of punishments being surfaced. One component of that is changes how punishment notifications are generated. Previously, you'd only be notified that a user is reported and has been punished if the punishment is triggered immediately after game, which is very important. You reported them after the game that you reported them, but the punishment was in a specific category you reported them in. The actual punishment system, however, looks at a player's games over time and aggregates reports from different categories altogether. As a result, notifications were substantially lower than actual punishments. These revised notification system, by contrast, will notify you if a user is punished regardless of a category of report, and will do so if the players are punished after any of their next dozens or games of so. Okay, short term. Champ select, reporting, and muting. Disruptive behavior during champ select is a problem that players have very few ways to deal with. Starting around late second quarter, we're going to give you the ability to report disruptive player in champ select. Yes, finally. First, these reports will be used to establish a data foundation for a champ select behavior. Then once we've gotten enough data to identify different types of behavior accurately, we will deploy a punishment system. Moderate term, rapid detection, and false positive trade-off. Okay. After the above changes, we want to go back and re-examine our previous stance on rapid automated detection of players who are trying to lose a game. We've been very cautious about it historically due to the risk of falsely identifying and therefore punishing a player who isn't actually trolling. Avoiding unjust temp bans is important to offer a good player experience. Having said that, is also controlling deliberate trolling. Having said that, so is controlling deliberate trolling. Self-sabotage, etc. In retrospect, we may have prioritized avoiding one type of player paying too much at the expense of another type. So we want to look at all of our options here. One thing that would be helpful as a part of an understanding. Girls! Go to sleep! Stop pounding on the door! Get in bed now before I spank you! One thing that would be helpful as a part of the understanding of One thing that would be helpful as a part of that is understanding where our head's at as LoL players, which is actually very, very important for them to know, because there's the gaming side and then there's the production side. If the production side is also playing the game, that is 100 times better, because they actually know what's going on with the game and they actually do love working on the game. So I really thank you for that. What's an acceptable rate of incorrect bans if it results in a noticeable drop in deliberate AFKing/inting? Is it worth accidentally giving a 2-week ban to one player who is genuinely trying if that means 19 trolls are also getting banned? If the ban is undeserved, 100 over what if the ban is undeserved 1 out of 100 times, 1 out of 1,000? Are incorrect bans never acceptable at all? No, I think if they ban a lot of people, even some that aren't actually trolling, then I think the system will get a lot better over time. So in all this, I really think that more bans is going to be needed if this is going to do anything. Long term, to be determined. Beyond that, we are still assessing which approaches to investigate next. We plan on doing more work in this space than just what we listed above. Once we've gotten some more of those projects shipped, we will update you folks on how things are going within this month. Yep, and that's going to be it for what Riot's first response is to the solo queue trolling, AFK inting, the solo queue fiesta. Let's just call it that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will be putting up more videos kind of like this, sort of gameplay, sort of background, behind the scenes work like League is doing right here. So thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.